Hi, I'm Rachel Griffiths. Welcome to our spectacular young adult section. Gorgeous is the title of our first book, and it's going to set the YA world on fire. The author is noted playwright, screenwriter, and a frequent contributor to The New Yorker and Entertainment Weekly. He's a man David Sedaris called a champion of truth and love and great wicked humor, and in this novel it shows. And now introducing Paul Rudnick.
I'm Paul Rudnick. Gorgeous is about Becky, an 18-year-old girl from a Missouri trailer park. After her mom dies, she finds a mysterious phone number. She calls the number and she flies to New York, where she meets the handsome, legendary fashion designer Tom Kelly. And Tom makes Becky an offer. He says, "I will make you 3 dresses, one red, one white, and one black. And if you wear these dresses, and if you do everything I say, then you will become the most beautiful woman on earth." Becky says yes, and she's in for the ride of her life. From Manhattan penthouses to Hollywood to Buckingham Palace. Becky learns all about beauty, but ultimately she learns about truly becoming herself. When I wrote Gorgeous, I was thinking about how women and teenage girls are bombarded all day and every day with images of perfect bodies and flawless faces in magazines, on TV, in movies, and online. And I was thinking about my mother, who struggled with her weight all her life. And a few months before she died, she was going through photos of herself as a very young woman. She looked up and she told me, "I used to think I was so ugly, but I looked great," which was heartbreaking. But then she laughed, because in my family, if you can laugh, you can feel so much better. Gorgeous is about romance and magic and facing your greatest fears and falling in love with the world. This is my first young adult novel, and I've become a hopeless YA addict. I'm also especially excited because my Aunt Hilda and my Aunt Lil were both librarians, so I was raised to love books. So in honor of my mom and her sisters and anyone who's ever dared to look at themselves in their bathroom mirror, especially early in the morning, all I can say is, hello, gorgeous.
Hi, I'm Anamika Bhatnagar. Michael Northrop's first YA novel, Gentleman, earned him a Publishers Weekly Flying Start in 2009, and his second, Trapped, was named an ALA Quick Pick for young adult readers. His recent middle grade novel, Plunked, was hailed as pitch perfect by School Library Journal and Kid Smart by USA Today. Now he's back with another gripping contemporary teen novel, and here to tell you about it is the author himself.
Hello, I'm Michael Northrop, and I have some rotten news for you. Rotten is the story of a troubled teen named JD and a rescued Rottweiler named Johnny Rotten. One of the great ironies about rescue dogs, in addition to how badly man can treat man's best friend, is that they're the ones being rescued, and yet we wind up being so grateful to have them in our lives. My family had several rescues when I was growing up, including a big, handsome guy named Max. Max was in pretty bad shape when we got him. He kept trying to get away, and one time he did. He slipped out the front door and bolted straight across the road. I ran across the road after him, and he ran right back across to dodge me. If we hadn't lived in such a backwater town, we both would have been run over, twice. I remember it vividly, not just the relief of finally getting the leash on him that day, but also the long process of beginning to understand why he acted that way. Max eventually stopped trying to run away, and, very slowly, allowed himself to trust us. Being a part of that was an amazing and humbling experience, and it's something I really wanted to capture in Rotten. In the book, JD and Johnny slowly overcome each other's defenses, but that newfound connection is threatened when Johnny bites one of JD's so-called friends. The attack was provoked, but JD will have to do a lot more than run across a few roads to prove it and save his dog. I hope you'll check it out. Thank you.
And now, here are 4 great novels from the Arthur A. Levine books list. First, introducing this next author and her YA debut is like reaching up and placing a new bright star in the firmament. Here to talk about the book that everyone is talking about is Elia Johnson.
I'm Elia Dawn Johnson, and I want to talk to you about my debut YA novel, The Summer Prince. I've been drawn to the music of Brazil, artists like Maria Bethânia and João Gilberto all my life, but when I visited the country, this blossomed into a passion. I wanted to set this book in a region of Brazil that resonated with me, the rich culture in the coastal state of Bahia. I wanted to create a story about a city where Brazilians of African descent have built a matriarchal, technological utopia in the ashes of a worldwide apocalypse. I wanted to write about art and love and mortality. I set the Summer Prince in the city of Palmares Tres, where women rule as queens, but men come to power once every 5 years. For one glittering year, the Summer King rules the heart of the city as a rock star, an idol, and a sex symbol. But this year's Summer King, Enki, is the most popular in living memory. Everyone loves Enki, but aspiring artist June and her best friend Jill love him more than most. In the playful, transgressive antics of the new Summer King, June recognizes the heart of an artist. She's determined to collaborate with him, sure that their projects will give her the fame she craves. It's just art, not love, or so she tells herself. I hope you enjoy reading The Summer Prince as much as I enjoyed writing it.
Jackie Moriarty fans are already talking about her exciting new book. Here's what E. Lockhart, author of The Disreputable History of Frankie Landau Banks, had to say. Jacqueline Moriarty makes me laugh hysterically and cry unexpectedly. A Corner of White is a startlingly original fantasy, a moving story of human resilience. In A Corner of White, Moriarty fans will get the wonderful friendships, enduring characters, gorgeous language, and humor that they've come to expect. But as you just heard in E. Lockhart's terrific quote, there's a wonderful difference too. This is Jacqueline Moriarty's first venture into fantasy, and it's a triumph. You'll meet Madeline, stuck in a cramped apartment in Cambridge with her mother, who seems to be going crazy. Will her mother be okay? Will they sort out the mystery of Madeline's father? Will Madeline survive the strangest and funniest homeschooling situation you've ever read about in a teen novel? You'll also meet Elliot, whose own father disappeared a year ago under mysterious circumstances. His mystery, and Madeline's mystery, will converge in a thrilling ending. But in order for that to happen, the two teenagers will have to breach a gap between two universes. Ours and the world of Cello, where Elliot lives, and where no contact has been made with the world for hundreds of years. There is no time for me to do justice to the incredible building of worlds, characters, and plot here. It's the equal of some of the best fantasies I've had the privilege of editing. And remember, I've flagged some good ones for you before.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Klein, and I'm proud to be publishing 2 books that not only increase the diversity of novels available to YA, but also speak to that universal teenage longing and struggle to find the right place for who you are. In Openly Straight by Bill Konigsberg, Rafe lives in Colorado. He hates tofu. He wins skiing prizes. And, oh yeah, he's gay. Nobody teases him about it, but nobody talks to him about anything else either. So when he decides to start over at a boarding school, he decides he's going to be openly straight, which works until he falls in love with one of his new friends. Openly Straight is a book that's not just for gay readers, but for anyone who's ever felt trapped by just one part of who they are. Like, for instance, Jade Moon, the awesome heroine of Kay Honeyman's The Fire Horse Girl. Jade Moon is a fire horse, known for being stubborn, imaginative, and impossible to marry off. Then a young man named Sterling Promise offers her the chance to leave her small village in China in 1923 and go to America. But America doesn't want to let many Chinese people in, and Jade Moon will have to use all of her fire horse nature to break a new path for herself. With a romantic plot straight out of Pride and Prejudice, this will delight every reader who loves Kristen Kashore's heroines and every romantic who ever dreamed of finding a true home. So please look out for The Fire Horse Girl in January 2013.
Hi, I'm Amiee Friedman, and I'm here to tell you about The Dead and Buried, the new bone-chilling novel from master of suspense Kim Harrington. This is Kim's big breakout moment, and it's a breathtaking ghost story in the grand tradition of Mary Downing Hahn. Here, we meet Jade, a teenage girl whose family has just moved to a new house, a murder house. Jade learns that a popular girl named Kayla died in that house last year, But Kayla's ghost is still very much around, and she's very, very angry. Kayla wants Jade to solve the mystery behind her untimely death, and fast. But as Jade begins to investigate the murder, her own life might be at stake. New York Times bestselling author Sophie Jordan calls The Dead and Buried a perfect blend of mystery, horror, and romance. It really is, and I know YA readers will feel the same.
Hi, I'm Nick Eliopulos. You know Kat Falls as the author of the exciting middle grade adventures Dark Life and Riptide. Now, with Inhuman, she makes her YA debut in a new trilogy in which a teenage girl risks life, limb, and her very DNA traveling into the forbidden feral zone. With action and romance and an inventive setting that features mutants such as the Chimpa-Cabra, this is a YA island of Dr. Moreau that takes readers right to the edge of civilization and dares them to jump.
So, this is David again. After my fated career as a preteen beauty pageant contestant, a lot of people always called me a girl with a great personality. And so it was really exciting when Elizabeth Eulberg wrote a book called The Revenge of the Girl with the Great Personality, because it's like she was telling my story. Here to tell you her story, Elizabeth Eulberg.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Eulberg, author of Prom and Prejudice and Take a Bow, and I have a few confessions to make. First, I am not a beauty queen. Shocking, I know. But when Scholastic asked me to do a video for my new book, Revenge of the Girl with the Great Personality, I thought I'd dress for the occasion. And because, I'm fancy. Second confession, I have been told that I have a great personality. I know this is a compliment, it really is, but that's the last thing you want to hear from a guy who you've got a crush on. Because while it means that he thinks you're cool and likes to hang out with you, he isn't into you that way. This quandary led me to create the character of Lexi. Lexi's a fun, clever girl, but she's tired of only being seen as the person guys go to talk about the girls they really like. And then there's Lexi's family, which leads me to my final confession. I'm addicted to the TV show Toddlers and Tiaras. I'm fascinated/horrified by the lengths these families go to for a crown and the toll it can take. That's how Lexi's 7-year-old sister, Mackenzie, a tiara and a tiara, was born. And it doesn't make it any easier that their mom only sees Lexi as a pageant assistant. Oh, and have I mentioned that Lexi's longtime crush is dating the ultimate beauty queen? Yeah. So between guys never giving her any attention ever and the focus on beauty and pageantry in her broken household, Lexi finally decides enough is enough. She's sick of it all, and she is ready to step out from the sidelines and prove that us girls with great personalities are truly the rarest breed. I hope you enjoy reading Revenge of the Girl with the Great Personality. Tiaras not required.